Morning, Terrell here. This morning we're working on a 2015 to 18 WX. This is the car. I just got here a couple minutes ago. We're doing a fuel pump and aero separator install. There's our fuel pump, and there's our Cobb aero separator. Starting out, I'm pulling the rear seat out of this thing. I already got the clips off, so I should just lift up and out, just like that. You gotta take the 4 screws out of here, get that off. Once that cover's removed, you got a little plug that unplugged here. We just have 2 connectors and then a few 8mm around here, and we'll pull the fuel pump hanger out. All right, I just took out all of the 8s that were holding it in. Those 2 clips, I just put a screwdriver on the bottom side and it popped up and they both came off. I'm going to pull this metal piece off and then pull the actual fuel pump hanger out. I don't think there's any connectors, but there might be. I'm going to put it on the sidewalk and go ahead and start taking this thing apart. So I thought she just came right out. Just had to kind of pull it up and out. So now I've got to take that tab open as well as that one and separate this thing. And the fuel pump should be right side of there. Got to unplug that and then get the fuel pump out. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I believe I have to pull this little pin out. I'll show you. So to separate this actual top piece off, this side has nothing on it right there. This side, however, has a little pin, like a wastegate holder almost. I'm gonna have to pop that up, and then I should be able to lift this up. Pretty basic, just pop the little pin off with the screwdriver, and then I just separate this thing, kind of turned it here. Fuel pump is sitting right here. Gotta unplug this connector on top still. And I think I should be able to fish this out here. Just kind of pop it out. Pretty simple. Once I got that connector off, I just pulled and it literally just came straight off. It's already had DW300 in it. I obviously wasn't aware, but I would go with an AM340. This fuel bag literally just fell out. Wasn't in there super well. And this may be the other O-ring that was on top. But go ahead and install this new one in here and get this all fresh. Actually, I'm just now seeing that on the bottom of this pump, the top, the second O-ring was like out here and super wide and weird looking. So this new one, I just opened it up. I'm gonna take this nipple off, put both O-rings on top of here. Don't think there's, there may be a spacer here. I'm gonna take that off and then put those 2 O-rings on this and then pop that back in here with the fuel back on. All right, with some careful coercion and dirty talk, I got the spacer off. Go ahead and install on this new one, just like boom. And then 2 O-rings, bottom, install this. Got double O-rings on there, and now she's ready to install. Got her back in here, plugged in, all at the top. She kind of sucked in. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in this container, get this looking normal again. A little bit difficult. I couldn't do that on camera at all, but got these both back in, the little pin holding it in. That bottom plugged back into the fuel pump, and both the tops up there, and the wires ran through here and through that top piece. So this thing is ready to reinstall. Here's something I see not covered in videos online, and I'm gonna try to make this as easy and simple as possible. There's a rubber piece that surrounds the fuel pump. When you take it out, it's easiest to kind of like push it down or try to go over it. When I'm putting it back in, I put it on first, and then you're gonna push the fuel pump down. It's gonna seal inside of that. And you need to make sure that the bottom of this has a grommet closest to there, because when you put this on, this is gonna sit just like that, and the grommet is gonna sit closest to that. So it needs to be pointed like right down here. And there she sits. I just had to kind of push the fuel pump itself till it kind of like all set in nicely. Line up this with the outside, and look at that, all of those are sitting nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this thing down, put the cover back on, the clip back on, both of these plugs in, and the fuel pump's done. Both connectors are, that was nice and tight. This one I just popped on, pop the clip in, boom, nice and tight. Now lastly, put this thing back on and she's done. And that cover's tight. Now I just gotta put the seat back in. You fold it kind of in that way first, underneath those clips right there. And then they just pop into here. By the way, when you go to pull it, you kind of reach your hand in and you just pull that, and then the seat comes up. And now we're gonna see how far we can get on the bigger part of this job, the Cobb aero separator. For this, we're gonna start by removing the intercooler. We already got a PCV unplugged down here. This whole pipe right here is probably gonna be removed and deleted. And then we're gonna get this off and move the box back there, get the aero separator back there, and start installing all these lines. I'm not some wizard or nothing. I'm still gonna follow directions on this. Just make sure everything goes smoothly. Getting the power steering box moved down lower so I can get this aero separator mounted in the car. That's how she's looking right now. The whole mounting bracket is just kind of loose. I'm working it out of here. The whole power steering unit's right there. I'm gonna mount it on this guy right here in a couple minutes. Make it look all nice and how it's supposed to. And there she is, sitting nice and pretty in here. Got that bracket mounted down here, and I gotta get the power steering module mounted on there. And then that side will be mostly done. I just gotta start installing these lines and routing them in the car correctly. Got that PCV line on with the arrow pointed that way. That'll go on the back of the intake manifold. Look at that, aero separator looks good. Power steering pump control unit is mounted in. Gotta run these lines now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna run the coolant or if I'm just gonna run the other lines and then do the coolant another day when I know there's a bucket, but we'll see how this goes. All right, I just got the long turbo coolant line on the turbo right there. And then the return comes off of here. Nicely goes right back to the aero separator. So the coolant system's done. Now it's just the lines. All right, we're getting there. Got these lines routed up like they're supposed to be. In the back, I got a little bit longer lines than I need to be, but I'm routing them nicely, trying to kind of make this look correct. Didn't want to remove that line because I like how it looks factory. Almost done here. I'm gonna go and put the intercooler on, make sure everything fits correctly. And then I have one last line, this PCV right there I gotta connect. And then once that's on, the whole system's done, and just make sure the intercooler fits on. And there you go. She is all put together, looking nice. Fitment looks great. I'm gonna have them bleed the coolant. I don't think that I have any with me. I also don't have the keys. I'm gonna put a couple clamps right there, right there, right there. And then on the bottom, just for my record, the PCV connector on the bottom is kind of missing, so he's got like an adapter in it. So that's not me, that's how it came. But yeah. Aero separator install done. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I didn't remove a couple parts because I didn't want to. I wanted to make it look kind of factory-like, but overall, solid, I don't know, 4 out of 10 process, not too bad.